Hello, Hexicans. Welcome to the Kryptosparbuch Show. We have an awesome stream for you guys today. Today, we will talk about PulseChain, all the facts we definitely know for sure. What is PulseChain? We have that for you guys. Then the next topic would be just some wallet addresses. We will just watch some addresses. How do they stake? What did they do? How many interest did they make already? And so on. And last but not least, of course, we're going to talk about the HEX price as well as we always do. Hello, Patrick. How's it going?
Hello. Thanks for the introduction, Alan. Everything fine here at my place. And as you already said, we are going to talk about the PulseChain, walk over some addresses, and then look at the price chart as well. So, Alan, I guess the best thing, we start with some screen sharing, and let's see what Richard Hart himself tweeted about the PulseChain in the last week, right?
Exactly. So the reason why we will have a PulseChain in the future, we don't know when, is because the Ethereum fees are so freaking high. On April 2nd, for example, Richard posted this tweet here where a slow transaction would cost 310 gas in Gwei, and this is just way too much to actually have a suitable cryptocurrency, right? Or to do actually anything on the blockchain. And this is why Richard Hart wants to fork the Ethereum blockchain and make his own chain, which will be called PulseChain in the future. So we don't know that for a fact.
Exactly. Yeah, that we also are able to create a possibility for HEX also for the little guys, because if you staked like 1,000 to 5,000 HEX a year ago, you might need more money in form of ETH right now to just be able to unstake this HEX stake right now, and those fees will only increase the longer you are staked, so the longer your duration of your staking length is, and that's the main reason why we are moving to our own proper blockchain, that we can offer everybody a way of nearly feeless transaction.
Exactly. Like you said, the staking and unstaking is really not profitable sometimes for smaller guys. And also there's another reason why we really need PulseChain. You guys know my story, right? Back then I didn't have any money, and all I could afford was $10 a day to put into HEX. And with the fees right now, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able. And this just holds back people to really invest in crypto that do not have a lot of money. And I already saw somebody saying that PulseChain is bringing third world countries to crypto. And I think this is awesome, because exactly those people, they really need crypto in my book. So let's go on to the next tweet I have here for you guys. And this is on the April 3rd from PulseChain. And the tweet is: the details of PulseChain Ethereum fork launches are secret until the end of this month. Cheaper, faster, and fee burning are just a start. So we already know that the PulseChain will have cheaper fees. It will be way faster, and we will have fee burning as well. And what exactly the fee burning means, of course, we don't know. And this is why we don't want to speculate on that yet.
Exactly. So we will wait what the news will be from Richard Hart himself in the end of this month. What he really means, like by fee burning, if the PulseChain gets a native token as well, and this native token acts as a fee token, and always when it is used, then there is something of a burning function. But as Alan already said, it's a lot of speculation, and for this detail we will wait of the announcement of Richard Hart himself.
Exactly. So this was one of the first tweets from Richard Hart on April 1st, where he just asked the community, hey guys, what kind of logo you like, the left one or the right one? I personally would like the right one a little bit more. It looks a little bit cleaner to me, but the community decided on the left one, 36%, 63 percent are for the left one. So it looks like this is going to be the logo of the PulseChain in the future. But it's definitely not fixed yet. You can still make suggestions, I guess.
Exactly. You can go in the Telegram chat room, PulseChain, and give your proper design ideas. And so until the fork isn't done, there is still a possibility to redo the logo. Okay.
Yeah. So the next tweet I have here for you guys is a lot of you were asking, okay, what does that mean? Will we still have HEX on Ethereum? And this is why PulseChain.com twittered here, HEX.com on Ethereum is unstoppable. It can't be paused. It can't be changed. The PulseChain.com Ethereum fork is designed to have all your stakes and all HEX at the moment of the fork. You will have them on two chains. Freedom means having choices, a sum greater than all its parts. And this means you will have all your liquid HEX and also all your staked on this PulseChain as well. So in the future, there will be a moment of the fork, and at this moment is like the snapshot, and you will have all your HEX also on the other chain. You don't have to worry to do anything. It will be just an easy setting in a MetaMask you have to change, and then there's everything there. All right. So another question is asked really often, does this mean HEX will have two different prices, HEX Ethereum, HEX Pulse? And Richard just answers really short, yes. HEX will have two different prices in the future, HEX Ethereum and HEX Pulse. How big of a difference it will be, we don't know yet. But there are clues that Richard Hartz gives you in the next tweet here. So other questions from Hexicans are, should we stake right now or should we rather wait for PulseChain? And Richard says, if you want to if you want to have your stakes on two chains, you may want to buy HEX and make the stakes before the fork. So buy HEX right now, stake it right now, and you will ensure that your Pulse HEX will be also on the other chain as well.
Exactly. You can hear me, Ellen, right?
Yes, I hear you really good.
Yeah, perfect. So to sum it up, it will be a fork like we saw it already with some other coins in the crypto market, like we saw it with the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash fork in the summer of 2017. And it will be like the same. So according to Richard's tweets, that it is definitely the best thing to buy and stake HEX right now, because once the fork happens, which will be on a specific block number, Ethereum block number, and after this block number, you have both coins. So you have the traditional HEX on the ETH blockchain, and you have the new HEX. I don't know if it's called Pulse or if there will be some other name on the new Pulse chain as well. And it will be, so like Richard said, it will be only a change in the settings of your MetaMask, like you have it right now able with the Matic network as well, if you want to use like layer 2 networks. And then you just click on Ethereum mainnet, you switch to the Pulse chain, and you connect your MetaMask wallet to the Pulse chain, and have the possibility to do everything on the Pulse chain. And as it is a traditional fork, it's also easy to provide liquidity on the Pulse chain, or to exchange your HEX in a decentralized way into USDC, or to change your USDC into HEX.
Exactly. So what, and something else that is in this tweet here as well, somebody asked, does PulseChain get his own token? And Richard answers, yes, PulseChain will have his own native token in the future.
Exactly. This is like the Pulse HEX. Yeah. I don't know what name it will have or how it will exactly unfold. This is again to be waited until the end of the month.
Yeah, somebody else is saying, I'm confused. Does this mean there will be two separate HEX with independent values instead of being kind of like Matic, where a single coin is moving between the two chains, but still maintaining roughly the same value? So with Matic, you have HEX, it's just a small difference of price. And Richard says, yes, you will have two different prices for those HEX. It means you will have HEX on two chains. That's what true immutability looks like. HEX is unstoppable. How the market values the two is up to the market. Freedom requires choices, and you will have to vote by with your money. And this is actually really great. Just whatever which blockchain you give more value, and you put your money there.
Yeah, maybe we see a sell-off in the ETH and we see a price rise in the PulseChain, because people are having the same amount of both change, so they can decide with their vote what they are going to do. So there is a possibility to sell the HEX on the ETH blockchain for USDC, for example, because it's the largest liquidity pool, and then just switch to the Robson to the Pulse mainnet and exchange your USDC for the Pulse HEX right there. And this would mean that, so if everybody does that, would mean that the traditional HEX on the ETH blockchain will lose value, but the HEX on the Pulse chain will gain value. So it might be also the same amount of value, because there is still a lot of people on the ETH blockchain who just like to use HEX on the ETH blockchain, or we see like major increases, why not, maybe, in the fee structure of the Ethereum blockchain, and then it's like a rebirth of the HEX. So what I won't do at all is to touch any of my stakes on the ETH chain afterwards, after the fork. So even if I see a drop in price on the ETH chain and a rise in price on the Pulse chain, I will just remain my staking ladder on both chains, because maybe in a couple of years the HEX on the ETH chain are getting more value again, because it became way cheaper to do the transactions. Who knows, you know?
Exactly. Like you said, I have not thought about it really that deeply. What I will do with my Hex Ethereum, Hex Pulse, and stuff like this. My first idea was just like you said, to do nothing at all. Well, I'm traveling. I don't have to touch my Hex anyways, and my plan is to not touch my Hex stakes for the next 4 years. So was my initial plan. I just made this like a lot of months ago already, and I think PulseChain will actually not do for me anything in the next couple of years, because my plan is to not sell my Hex stakes anyways.
No,
So
the only thing what benefits you is that if you want to restake after the fork happens, you won't need any Ethereum fees for to do that.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm doing. Like for example, some stakes came out 2021. I just restaked it really way longer, so I got more T-shares. And some stakes will get out 2022, and I will also just restake them, because I don't need the money right now. This is so great. I just don't have to really sell my Hex. So what else do we have here? PulseChain.com on Twitter is tweeting, to use PulseChain, you just change a single setting in your MetaMask. Your existing addresses and secrets already work. So you just open your little fox on the right side, change the setting to PulseChain, and then you can go to go.hex.com and do your stakes just like you used to. And what I really think is interesting, the word already works. So this sounds to me that it is already tested. Everything works fine, and now it's just a matter of time when he will announce the real actual fork. I think this is really exciting times for us.
Yeah, I agree. Anything
So
else
what
on
is the
that
next?
tweets? Yes.
Here we have another tweet where Richard is saying, "Stop direct messaging me, begging for details about the PulseChain.com Ethereum fork. Seriously, stop. Details will be released on the end of the month." And so we just have to wait like 3 or 4 more weeks, and then we get way more information. So we don't have to speculate right now. What does this mean? What does that mean? We just can chill and wait. And this is why I made this meme here. Hexicans are now like this angry baby. When PulseChain? Everybody is asking when PulseChain. And guys, just relax. Buy your hex, stake it right now. It is so many seconds, so many minutes, so many hours until PulseChain is released. Nobody knows. But just chill and stake your hex. And what you can also do is watch my travel vlog. That would also work, of course. Just some chilling at the end here. So
Yes, of course.
those are all the facts we have from the PulseChain, and we just presented it to you. So what else I have here for you guys is because we're gonna talk about hex price later, and how did hex perform compared to all the other coins, for example, Cardano, Binance, Chainlink. Hex has outperformed them all by far, and that's what's so great. It's like 1 year already, and we are always been outperforming every single coin. This is just awesome.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Just because I
Yeah,
have the screen share still open, I want to show you the last thing. I'm a meme guy. So you guys know me. I'm looking for a lot of memes. I'm doing a lot of meme research. And yesterday I found this on this site here. This girl here, Liana, she was a big meme back in the day, like 9 years ago. She made this picture, and now she sold this picture as an NFT for $411,000. Of course, in Ethereum, but it would be the equivalent of this dollar price. And when things like this happen, you should be careful in the crypto space, because it looks like a top might be in the future. Those are signals, of course, that a normal girl that it's not in crypto can make an NFT and sell it for that much. This is just crazy. What is she gonna do with those $400,000? She gonna sell it immediately because she wants to buy a nice house, and this just means prices can drop, guys. Be careful out there. Stake your hex long term, and then you don't have to worry about the bear market. That's what I think hex is so great. Well, this was everything I have for you guys, and
yeah,
now we will go to our next part of the stream, which is
exactly. Yeah.
the
So thanks,
addresses.
Alan. Thanks a lot, Alan. Are there any questions for the PulseChain in the chat room? Actually, so just uh, to ask our audience as well. So not yet. Good. Then I guess we will just move on. And what we want to show you guys are some of the top staking addresses. I just need to change here and go back to StreamYard to put on my screen share. And
What we do is showing you guys the addresses and look at them and how did they stake, how many profit did they make. But what we also can do is, you guys, if you have an address, you can post it in the chat, or you can send it to us directly on Telegram. Maybe you want to show us your Ethereum address and want to know our ideas, what we would have done. Maybe we would stake longer or shorter or bigger stakes or whatever. So you can just send us one Ethereum address, and then we will put it in ETH backup hex.com, and then we can discuss and take our view of this Ethereum address. So if you want to do that, just chill us your Ethereum address right now, and then we can talk about it. And Patrick will now show us his Ethereum address that he found that was great to talk about.
Exactly. So if you want to talk about any specific address, you can type the number 2 until 2001 in the chat, and we have a look over the address. And I have like some interesting stakes or addresses also from our last German stream. And to view them, I'm connecting my wallet to backuphex.com, and the first address I want to show you is not part of the top 2,000 stakers. It's a bit lower because the total staked hex is just a bit over 1 million hex. But let's have a look what this address did and when it did that. So to that, I'm going to open up Etherscan as well and copy paste the address in there. So my friend loads. Here we are. And there you can exactly see like when the money moved into the address, and you see there is barely any ETH in there. You see $5,500 worth of liquid token, because this is like the liquid hex amount this address is having right now. And you see 1.22 Ethereum came in at the 16th of January. So at about $120 per ETH. You can look it up in the hex chart. And I mean, I know the owner of the address, and it was from a euro perspective, so it was exactly 100 euro. And with this 1.22 ETH, he went in the AA lobby one day with 0.4, another day with 0.4, and another day with 0.4. And for those 1.2 Ethereum, he got the 1175 plus the 287,000 hex in total. So for just 100 euro, this address right now sits on over 51,000 US dollars. So it's like 470x. Is Ellen out of order or speechless? Or
I was just muted. Don't worry. And this is what Richard also posted on Twitter like a couple of days ago, or maybe somebody else talked about it. I don't know yet anymore. Hex is up in price 300x whatever, but if you also earned interest, then your personal portfolio is up like 450x, 500x, depends on when you staked and where you bought and stuff like this. And this is just insane.
Exactly, yeah. So this is really one of the best return on investments I have ever seen, actually, because you see it also here. He staked on days 67, so at the beginning of February, yeah, it was the 7th of February, and not that long. So he just staked a little amount, 50,000 hex for 5555, and staked a bit more for 2 years, for 4 years, for 6 years. And with that, he has over 200 T-shares and made a fortune out of $120.
This is great. I would love everybody in the world to make gains like this. This would just better the world so much. People really need hex. That's what I'm thinking.
Definitely, I totally agree on that. So let's have a look on the other address. This is an address out of the 2,000 top stakers. It's like number 100 and or number 99, and as you can see, it's like over 3 million US dollars worth. So total staked 124 million and total interest 55. As you can see, not that much interest compared to some other longer term stakers. And why is that? Because as you can see, this address had only 11 stakes and only until 2031, and only like little stakes long term, and higher stakes like short term. And the highest stake is a stake he runs like on a bit more than monthly base, like on a 5-week base. And you see that out of the he's staking like over 1 million US dollar worth of hex and making over $10,000 US for 5 weeks, just with this bigger pays better amount for the short term. So as you can see, this is like because if you look this address up on Etherscan, you see that he already did some of those smaller stakes. And what is also interesting, this address made the long-term staking decisions. So on like one midterm staking decision on day 77. So in March, I guess it was 77 was. No, it was mid of February. It was the 17th of February. And then right before the big payday, he did his other stakes. As you can see, like with 10, 10, 10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and nearly a million hex.
Can you go to the stake you just had there and give us your perspective on his staking behavior? What do you think he should have made differently? What would you do?
I mean, it would be definitely better when this stake ends, the short-term stake, to take some millions out of that and put it again over the and put it here like behind after the staking ladder, yeah, to put at least 1 million for 32, 1 million for 2033, 34, 35, 36. So that would be like at least what the address should do. Because
exactly.
Doing that, he would only need some millions out of the 64 he has, and like if you and still you make enough money per month to live a really nice life if you just stake a 50 million principal. Doesn't need to be a 64 million principal.
Exactly.
But with over 60 million, he makes 4% of bigger pays better bonus shares for staking it a higher amount.
And what is great if he uses his initial principal plus interest to restake longer is that he gains T-shares at the end. So maybe he has like this much stakes T-shares right now. By staking longer, he would like have a little bit more when he restakes.
Sure. Oh, what's wrong? Ah, yeah. Right again. Yeah, good. And another address we showed in the German stream before as well, with 112 active stakes. Also a really higher amount, so it's like number 32 in the network. As you can see, with 222 million staked and even more as accrued interest already. So let's see how this address did that. And as you can see, first of all, he also did the whole timeline, and he's just starting with his first payout in August of this year. And as you can see here, this was all. Let's go to start day. You see here, start day on day 3. This address did already a lot of stakes, even like some test stakes, as you can see, like not even 1 hex. And here was also like a test stake with like less than 1 hex principal. You see this whole stake has a value of 1.2 hex and already accrued loss because of not ending the stake correctly, like on the day as said, I guess because of fees, because you don't end stake like for $100 worth of just 2 cents of X. And yeah, pretty interesting address in my point of view. It did everything before or on until day 100. And because you see, when I go start day, it's only one single stake which started after day 100, and all the other stakes started until day 100. and that's why I also think that he only made large stakes until the 10-year mark and forgot about the huge value of the last 5 years of the timeline.
This is crazy. By now, he should have known better. Like that is really, really good
Yeah,
to
of
stake
course,
at
by
least
now. But
one
as I said,
5
he did everything before day 100.
Yeah.
So until March, nobody or only a few people knew about the value of staking more than 10 years.
I forgot to unmute. This brings us to a really interesting question. Can you go to the screen share again, Patrick?
Yes, of
And
course.
show us the address. So go down a little bit and let's look at the first stake that is coming out for him. Or maybe like what is the biggest stake that is coming out really early on the left side? That is like 5 million hex, right?
Yep. On 2nd of August, let's move here. Here. It's started on day 45 until day 609. Nearly 5 million hex, so nearly 100,000 US dollars right now, with an accrued interest of 3.5 million hex or $70,000, and a sum right now of 8.5 million hex.
Okay, so now let's make this a little thought experiment here. Do you think it would be good for him to emergency end stake this stake right now to restake for 15 years? Rather than waiting to August to just normally end stake it?
I guess it's better
the
to
same
wait.
situation before Big Payday, right? Before Big Payday, we had this situation. A lot of people actually did it. I did it myself. And now we have the same situation where this guy, maybe it would be good for him to unstake and stake longer. And even take this little hit, you know?
I need to calculate that, what I'm doing right now, actually. Can you tell me on which day we are right now? What's the current day in HEX? Yeah, then
somebody in the comments probably know. 491.
491. Okay. So it's day 491. Okay. So this stake has a total duration of 564 days. And it already fuck, math on stream is a bit hard, actually, because I say what I tell you what you need to do.
What does your gut tell you?
You need to listen. You need to calculate at first how is the staking length. Then you need to look if it's over or under 50%. If it's over 50% progress, then you need to look if he end stakes today is then the hex code flags 50% of your participated days. So like from the first to the 50% mark of your really time you really committed, like of your unhonest time, 50% of your unhonest time will be diluted as a penalty. And if in those first 50% of time the big payday is included, then you lose the complete big payday payout as well.
Like this wouldn't be a problem to lose the big payday. The thing is to do that.
What do you say? It wouldn't be a problem to lose like 70% of your principal?
Well, the thing is, if you stake today with a share price of 17,000 compared to 20,000 in the future, in August maybe.
No, not in August. Not in August. I agreed that in a year from now,
I'm just ballparking the math here.
Not on August.
I'm ballparking the math. It
yeah, but
matter.
It's not correct, and it matters a lot, Ellen. It matters a lot if you lose your big payday bonus or not. It matters like really a lot, because you see, it's like nearly 100,000 principal and 160,000 right now, and out of those 160,000, $50,000 are the big payday.
Yeah,
So
but
it matters a lot, a really lot.
don't you think it would be net positive for 15 years if you stake today compared to August? This
No,
change
it
of
won't,
like
it won't be. No, it won't be. It won't be net positive if you emergency unstake this stake today and you lose all your big payday payout. Then it's definitely worse than waiting until August and just unstake when you say you will unstake and restake then.
Well, it is always an individual decision if one should emergency unstake and restake longer. But you can also always look at your stake app. The stake app will exactly tell you how much you would lose. And if you think, okay, I won't lose that much, maybe I'm over 50%, maybe my big payday doesn't get hit, maybe it would be for some people good to emergency unstake to restake longer for like 10 years, 15 years, whatever.
Yeah, maybe, but with the big payday bonus, it's hard to calculate.
So right now I got two different addresses sent directly to my Telegram. So Patrick, you see in the private chat here in the StreamYard two addresses. Can you see them ending with
Yep.
8 and 3? And this is like the first address we somebody sent us and want us to look about this address. So let's see what we can say about that address. What would we have made different, or if this is a good staking behavior? Let's see how he was staking in the past. See, and there is Joe Hexotic in the chat, and he's saying, Abbott makes a good point. I understand what you meant right now, 15% increase in T-shirts price versus only your principal back because he emerged the end stake. So Joe is getting what I'm saying. There are cases
Yeah,
where
I also get what you're saying, and I also say that there are cases, but it's hard to generalize it because you need to calculate it pretty good that you don't lose too much, you know.
Well, I'm saying if you have stakes ending 2021 and you don't emergency end stake them right now, you're a scam.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the address ready yet?
Yeah, it's this one.
All right.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So let's see. Total staked is 1.24 million hex, and accrued interest is 621,000. Okay. Because it's not staked
So
that
50%,
long.
right? It's about
Yeah,
50%.
it's only 50% of the principal. I know, and that's why it's not staked that long actually, but it's staked over the whole time length. So when did this address start? Oh, it started on day 9 with the first stakes. Day 141, 143, and then right before the big payday. And this was kind of a mismove here. All of this was this was a mismove. I guess there was an end stake after the big payday, and then the address choose to take their big payday hex to stake them for longer, because day 355 was after the big payday, and this was like before the big payday. But yeah, for a long time, I would need to look this address up on Hexicans as well. To
what do you mean with a mismove?
Yeah, I mean so the picture right here looks like the address staked a lot of hex 2 days after the big payday.
Right.
So for example,
I'm seeing
you see it like right here. For example, you have before the big payday principal of not even 2,500 hex, and not even a week later a principal of 7,500. So over 3x the amount.
But could it be that he unstaked it after big payday and then we restaked it longer?
That's what I was looking up on Hexicans. But if you just look at the numbers right here, you see that this stake got already over 100% of accrued interest due to the big payday, and those hex which are like 3 or 4 times the principal have not even 50% of the accrued interest. You see.
So what you were saying is that what he could have made differently was to unstake it some days before the big payday and then restake it, right?
No,
Is that what you would have done?
he staked right after the big payday, and now I'm just going to find out if he if those hacks were like from a stake, which was just
I'm just assuming this. I'm just assuming this without looking at Etherscan.
Yeah,
Like
I
this.
just need to look on Etherscan to confirm it, because I don't know. When was big payday? It should be okay. Those are the stakes. Yeah. So he got on the 27th of November. He got a stake, and he staked those 60,000 hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And here as well on the 20th. Yeah. And here out. Yeah, so it's right. He got some hex after the big payday and staked those hex for the long term. So everything fine.
So perfect.
It just looks weird right here because he did like some only some before the big payday, and then right after the big payday he made a lot of stakes, as you can see here.
Well, what he did there was playing it really safe. Maybe he wasn't that advanced at that time. He didn't want to unstake it, and
now I know why we got asked this question, because today is day 491. So the last 3 transaction might still be in pending modus for another 2 hours. But that's great actually what he did here, because he will get good payment here, good payment here, good payment here. I don't know like why you do that here in 2030 to get like every day a hex stake, or is it every month? Wait, is it every month?
I did the same mistake.
979. Yeah, it's every month like a stake ends. And today he did like the 100,000 for 34, the 176,000 for 35, and the 200,000 for, is it the maximum? It's 21st of June. I guess it's nearly the maximum, no? Yeah, not yeah. Yeah, minus 400, 500. Yeah, it should be a 5555, or just calculate 6.
It doesn't matter. It's really long term.
6 of it minus 461. Yeah. So this last one, this one here. This is a 555 stake.
So I actually like the staking behavior. I like the staker. He staked really long term. It's just today he staked that long term, but now he can like receive the next couple of stakes, like the next 1 or 2 stakes, and then stake them out even longer, or buy new hex today and stake longer. But what he did there in the middle with those short stakes, I did this mistake myself. I didn't accumulate my hex, but I staked them every month and every day. So that is what I would have made different here, and just accumulate a little bit more,
or you can also see like what there's 200,000 what he put it today for 15.2 years. In 17 days he will get like 200,000 hex back with his stake he made here back in April, and then even again this year in December, so the 12th of December, yeah, it's right. He will get another, until December it will be over 400,000 hex, I guess. Yeah, sure until December there should be 8% more or something. Yeah.
And what I would do with those stakes, you're just saying that are ending. I would stake them until 2031, 2032, 33, and 34.
I would also like
Close this gap.
when those hacks are ending, I would also fill some holes,
Yep.
And this looks like yearly, or it's the 30th of July, and this is like the 8th of July and the 21st of June. So okay, this is like yearly stakes. So then I would put one to 30, 33 to 32 to 31. Here in 2030 I have the small ones, and maybe I put another one here in the middle and another one here in the middle, something like that. Just to remain my flexibility. And if I want to be totally flexible with parts of my hex, he can just keep a percentage liquid of the stake which comes out. It's like 120,000 of principal. Maybe you just restake the principal for longer and keep the 80,000 hex liquid.
It's also a strategy for sure. Do you have something else to talk about this address? Otherwise, I would have another address I got from Telegram.
Yeah, I already saw that. I already saw that.
366 at the end.
Yeah.
So somebody is already saying, "Oh, I'm regretting that I did that or did something else." And guys, don't worry. If you made something wrong, maybe you staked something wrong. The best thing is that you saw this mistake, and now you can always make different stakes in the future. Buy new hex or unstake when it's due, of course, and then restake longer. Hex is such in an infant phase right now. It doesn't matter if it's Genesis shares that you are staking or you just take the shares from today, the share price. You are still ahead of the game because even the crypto space has not acknowledged hex yet. And imagine the normal guys coming to crypto when PulseChain is out. So don't worry, everything will be good. I did a lot of mistakes myself, and I'm not panicking at all because I know it will turn out in the future really good. Because now I know the system better, and now I can make the right decision. And the right decision for me is all the stakes I do right now are just 15-year stakes because I already have my ladder and I'm getting HEX stakes out every year, and then I just restake them a little bit longer.
So, and here I have nearly fully loaded the second address we got with 177 open stakes. I guess those were made like a year ago, where it was pretty affordable. We see a liquid balance of 100,000 hex, which is fine, total of 13 million, staked of 6.8 million accrued interest. Also not that much, also only like a bit over 50%. Interesting. So let's have a look. Oh, this looks crazy. But also like on the whole timeline, so which is pretty good. Let's see when he started. He started also in the first days, day 3. A lot of stakes in the first months. And even like, look, he did a 5555 stake on day 24. Nice, awesome. 60,000 hex.
Patrick, what was the first day you made a 15-year stake?
I guess it was day 47 or something like that. I would need to look it up in the stake app.
I made a 15-year stake every single day. So stupid. I didn't accumulate it. I just made a 15-year stake every day. I got some hex, and they're just so small.
Yeah, but good that we have plenty of time. That we still until then you won't need a lot of fees to unstake them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and this address is still like accumulating or like moving the hex he gets around, because Here you see start day 492. So I guess those stakes still are in the pending mode, and the others from the address before are already on their first day, because I guess on the other they were already showing some interest, and here we see 0 because it's not even a full day staked right now. And this one is also a 555 stake, and this one with 50 T-shares, nice. 50 T-shares for 4,500 days. What is this? This is 278,000. This one. Yeah, until 2033. I mean, what I like from this address is that it has a good amount of hex stakes after the 10-year mark. So this part here right now, and
all pretty
it
even.
will,
I like that.
yeah, it
And
will.
what you can also tell from this staking behavior is that he staked a lot of his stakes without the calendar function. Because it looks like a little bit messy. That's how my ladder looks exactly the same, actually.
Yeah, let's have a look. So the first. Oh no, it's actually only for the first 30 to 35 stakes. He didn't have a calendar function. I
All right.
guess here on day 400, 100, it is the 21st of April. When was it? I guess, or was it May? So from here on, let's say the first 40 stakes were without the calendar function. But from here, definitely with the calendar function. Definitely.
And what I would have made different, what I already saw is he made a lot of small stakes. And with all the knowledge I have today, I would just put all those stakes together and made fewer bigger stakes. And this gives you the advantage of having a bigger pays better bonus, and also gives you the advantage to not unstake that often. And really, unstaking is not just because of the high fees. Every time you unlock your MetaMask to do something, it could be a potential point of failure. Some hacker could get in or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this end stake here. November this year. Huh. Huh? Are they ending on the same day? What? No. Because I'm getting confused with this chart who says 925,000 hex. Let's see if I can. Ah, here we go. Ah, okay. No, it's still. Huh? I'm confused with this 925,000 number because I can't see anything over 200,000 right here. And what is this date? Ah, okay, it's February 2022. Huh? Can you help me on here? Because I don't know what's wrong here. Ah, now I know. I'm not in the first. Ah, okay. Now here it is. Ah, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Ah, it started right after the big payday for another year. It looks like. Yeah, sure. He took like nearly 1 million hex, maybe also out of big payday bonus, and staked them right after the big payday for another year. And already got $1,000 of trustless interest since the big payday. Nice.
Yeah. So, what would you have made different when you look at this whole staking ladder?
Oof. I don't know if I can say what I would have made differently, because it's always about personal choices. And as this address is still accumulating hex, I cannot give anything.
You wouldn't accumulate it more and make less stakes to unstake bigger?
No, I mean you can't tell this really because you don't know when the specific address got new liquid money, you know. So you cannot say yeah, but he should have waited here or there or I don't know, you know, because you can't tell like when the specific address got new money.
Yeah, well, you get a paycheck in America every week or so. In Germany, it's every month or so. So
Yeah, but you don't know if the
it's
address
just my personal
is
choice to.
employed or maybe he's self-employed, you know. Also, people are self-employed and they don't get paid like on a regular basis.
Well, so I don't have any more addresses, I think. Oh wait,
Yeah,
somebody
it's
is
okay.
just writing me right now. I have a new address here for you. Let me just
Okay.
read what he's saying.
You already shared the address?
He's saying, no, you share it really quick so you can already put it in the backup hex. And
Yeah,
he
please.
wrote a message as well. And he is saying, hey mate, I'm wondering what to do with my smaller stakes. Shall I emergency end stake and send them to long? So he's exactly saying what we were talking before. Should he emergency unstake to stake longer? So the reason to emergency unstake could be that you lock a better share rate today. Maybe you're over 50% time period of your stake and you're not afraid to get your principal hit, but be careful, look at your staker app and look exactly if your big payday will get hit or not. Like Patrick said, it's really important.
So let's have a look. We have total stake tax of 3 million. We have accrued interest of 123,000 hex. So it should be one of the newer hex addresses. Nice, interesting. Okay. Really? What is this then? Huh? Because it says
Did you zoom in
it's
already?
July. Sorry, yeah, July. No, it's okay. So the first thing which ends is here in July. Then we have here end of January 2022, another one in February 2022, two in 2024, in 2026. So actually, I won't touch any stakes here. I would just in July I would end stake those hex. And maybe split it up, you know, like fill some holes, fill a hole here, and fill some holes here. But if you really don't need the money, because it looks like, because if you would need the money, you won't do so much 555 stakes here in the end. Stakes in the end, you can also end stake this stake when it's ready. Choose if you need some money right now, if you want to sell part of it, and the rest you can just put on the end of your ladder. What you can also do if you don't need money right now, but won't lose so much flexibility, then you can just end stake in July and just keep the hex liquid, because your last stake ends like in June 2036. So you can for example also wait with your liquid amount until summer of 2037, so until that time frame is available within the 5555 club, and just stake it out in a few months, you know. And during that time, right now you don't need the money, maybe anything bad happens, what I hope, I don't hope, but then you have the possibility to have something on in your hands, you know, to have some liquid coins as well. And we are talking about here of nearly 700,000 hex. So what you can also do is, because here you have the highest one is like 400,000, So you can also just put 400,000 till the end of your ladder and still have nearly 300,000 hex liquid on in your hands, and 300,000 hex with 2 cents is like $6,000. So you can buy a lot of things with $6,000, and if there is something bad happening, with 300,000 hex on your hand, you should be fine.
And I'm assuming here, but the reason why Patrick was saying just keep some hex liquid is because if you have liquid hex, then you won't emergency end stake other stakes. And to panic, like let's say hex goes to $7 tomorrow, then you panic and unstake something that you would normally not unstake, and then you lose principal. This is bad behavior. Have liquid hex goes to $7 and sell this liquid hex is a little bit better, so you don't have to unstake your or emergency end stake all the other stakes.
Yeah, because everybody is a bit different, and some people just play around with play money and they can afford to lose it, and they don't care if they need to wait 15 years for it. But somebody else wants to have more flexibility, and I cannot look inside of you, but just give you the range, what you can do, the options, what you can do. And if you are somebody who says, no, I want to have a bit more of flexibility, and I don't like it to be just staked and forced to be staked 100%, then just keep parts of your hex liquid, and that's it. The Joe Hex, when
Exactly.
is time to anticipate the T share price rising more than 20% over a strict 365 period?
Well, the question is asked really specific, but what I get out of this question, if you just want to broaden it a little bit, when is the next time the share rate will spike? If you just put it in layman terms.
I mean the best return of investment will be done by the largest stakes made in the first months. So in December of 2019, there were some addresses doing some large stakes, like one stake for every year until 2030, I guess. So those stakes might lead to a jump in the share price. But if we get a lot of small term stakes as well in between, then this jump might be less significant, because the hex code don't only updates the share price based on return on investment. It asks the question so everybody who presses the end stake function, the code asks a question, and the question is, can this stake get more shares when staking the whole stake again for the same time length? And if the answer is no, the share price is not moving at all. If the answer is yes, the share price moves up to this point where the stake cannot get more shares for restaking the whole stake for the same amount of time. And if we get a lot of small stakes, the share rate will climb like bit by bit every few weeks, and then such a large stake from the beginning has less influence on the share rate, but it still might lead to a 5%, a 10%, a 15% jump. But as you said, like more than 20%, I also expected only to happen in 2030.
So a long time to go for the share price to spike. I think what we see with the share price is just go up just little by little every day, right?
Yeah, nearly every day. So there are days where the share rate remains the same, because every end stake function made on this specific 24-hour period were only stakes who already won't get more shares for restaking the whole stake for the same amount of time.
So another question from the chat is, somebody's asking, will the market price of HEX remain the same on Pulse network or reset? So will it be a different price? We talked about that on the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, so it will be a different price, but it will not be like a reset, so like a new price from zero on the PulseChain or something like that. I don't know, like if the first guy who puts in liquidity needs to decide the price, but honestly, in my point of view, I see a higher price of HEX on the PulseChain than I see on the ETH chain.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is because it could be not worth to end stake some small amount of HEX, and those HEX won't be sold on the market, right? So would that mean it is actually like good for the HEX price on the Ethereum chain? What do you think? Overall,
No, because I don't think that those small HEX stakes really matter. Because what are we talking about? We are talking about stakes under 8,000, under 7,000 HEX of current value. Because 10,000 HEX with 2 cents is already $200, you know. And if you end stake on the weekend, you can still end stake with under 100 Gwei, like with 90 Gwei. And one member of our German HEX chat said that he was able to unstake a year-long stake for $38 on the last weekend, so 3-4 days ago. So it's only affecting HEX stakes which are less than 8,000 HEX, 7,000 HEX right now. Am I lagging? No, I'm here. No,
everything's good.
Good.
Perfect. I'm just reading the comments in the chat.
Yeah. And you know, if you add up those small stakes, like under 8,000 HEX current value right now, those are not that much. So if theoretically they could unstake with nearly no fee on the PulseChain and sell on the PulseChain as well, but it won't have a large price impact. And as I said, I'm more bullish in the future on the Pulse HEX than on the ETH HEX.
So what I want to test right now is everybody in chat. If you have a stake that is smaller than 8,000 HEX, please just post something like a smiley like I made. If you have a stake smaller than 8,000, post something in the chat right now. Let's have a storm of emojis. If you made this a stake smaller than 8,000, let's see how many will do that. Then we know how many stakes there are less than 8,000.
So how many smiles we got
already?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course, I have also some stakes below that number, but those were like the free claim HEX I got for having Bitcoin before the snapshot. And yes, I mean, I'm not like sad that those are bleeding out. But when the fork is done, for sure, I would end stake them on the PulseChain at least without a high fee, but I won't sell them either. So I just would put them to my next stake, which is on the end of my ladder. You know,
so
I would just compound some HEX and then stake them to the end of my ladder.
Mark Valley is saying 2 million HEX is my smallest stake. I think this is awesome. If you make big stakes like this, if you can afford it, you can play it better in my book.
Yeah, I mean, for new people out there, it might be a bit too hard to put $40,000 for each and every stake. And I guess he already staked them some time ago. Because yes, as of today or the last few days, there is nearly nobody in the negative territory when it comes to HEX stake and Hexicans.
Yeah. So, Patrick, should we go over to the next topic, which would be the price of HEX?
Of course, we can do that. Would you like also see the Ethereum chart or just the HEX chart?
I don't know. Let's ask the chat. You guys want to see the Ethereum chart as well, or should we just make the HEX chart? Let's see what the chat is saying here.
Of course, let the chat decide.
Besides that, I don't have any more questions in the chat. So if anybody, first of all, this is the moment where you guys please hit the like button and also the subscribe button. We are going to do an English stream every week. And next week, we will have a really cool presentation. I haven't told anybody yet, besides Patrick, of course. If you liked our presentation about the power of T-shares, I think it was a good presentation. A lot of people told me that. We will have a new presentation next week about the HEX game theory, where we will talk about all the different features of the HEX game theory and talk about what does the game theory meant to be, why did Richard Hart maybe do it like this and stuff like this. So it will be a big presentation. Don't miss it. Hit the subscribe button. So let's see. HEX only, Ethereum sucks. So somebody like the first guy just said, we don't need the Ethereum chart. Joe Exotic says, please put your moon cap on. Don't be Patrick Bear. Yes, see, Patrick, people don't like it if you are the bear.
Yeah, but I guess it's good that you are the bull and I am the bear, or?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we don't need the.
So I can push your horns a bit when you are talking about $7 this year, and you can give me some honey, to tell me that we will have more all-time highs this year.
So right now it looks like I'm winning this game, this bull game here, because HEX did 350x, and you as a bull were always wrong. I were always right. Even my $7 prediction is really good. It looks like we can reach it in a couple of years.
Perfect. Then chat decided only HEX because E sucks.
Yes.
I totally agree on that. So let's have a look on HEX. We saw the lowest point in the end of February with 0.7. I have a really slow moving average line here, and I have a bit of a higher moving average line. And from a technical perspective, it looks like we are right before a breakout. This line looks still solid. You can see that the 2 cent mark is like a bit of a trade-off. We saw it here, we saw it here, we saw it crossing here, here again, today again, like in the German stream before we saw some time of over 2 cents. And even if you look here, so the triangle is getting closer and closer, and usually those triangles unfold to the upside, and the whole crypto market still looks pretty bullish to me, even if we can already see some warning signs. Richard talked about them as well, but the overall picture is still bullish, and I still see new all-time highs in a lot of cryptocurrencies, especially including HEX, because a lot of the big payday is already out, I guess. So all the people who wanted to sell those HEX initially already put their stakes between November and end of March. So for everybody who wanted to sell his big payday HEX like right away, those people are already out in my point of view. And that's why I think we are right before another all-time high. How far it will bring us, I don't really know. And yes, my guess would be 5 to 20 cents.
Yeah, somebody asked that in the chat as well. What is your expectation for the hex price. Hey, do you know what we forgot? Shouldn't we just look at Bamboo Relay to look at the buy and sell orders?
Yeah, we can do that as well. I just switched to here. Actually, there is not much to see here because not a lot of people are doing buy or sell orders. Most of the time, they just buy or sell market. The interesting part, what you can see here, if the hex price would move back, in the case of wrapped ease, move back to the big payday low, which was at so actually behind here there is missing a zero for telling the wrapped ease price in the sense of Gwei. So it would be 4,420 Gwei, or you take this 0.0000442. That's just a side note here. That's the reason why Hex has so much units that in the future we don't need to calculate in 0.000 something hex, that we can still calculate like in even numbers, Geradenummern, in ganzen, in total numbers. And back here to the buy orders, like from the point of the low after the big payday, compared to the wrapped ease chart, you see 10 E's of buy order, and then you see like really really fast. You see like 442, 440, 438, 436, 434, 432, 431, 429, and you see it like down to like 00 something, always 10 Ethereum. So there is a strong floor, like Hex cannot go that much lower as long as those limit orders remain in here. And the sell orders right now, we see on the price of right now a sell order of 16 million hex. But after that, you don't see much until 1,500. So you don't see much sell orders until 50% price rise compared to the wrapped ease chart. So if Ethereum rises as well, it would be in US dollar terms compared to Hex even more than 50%, until you see the next slight small little wall of 30 Ethereum, or 20 million Hex.
And then again, it's like nothing.
So again, it's nothing, and then those numbers here are already like, so those three numbers here is like the all-time high we had in the East chart.
To me, it looks like people are just trying out new things. They want to put some sell orders just to like try out the system a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. And like to see that it's Bamboo Relay, and if you want to put limit orders yourself, you should go 1inch.ease.link, or what is the correct link again? I forgot. It was like part of one of the last tweets of Richard. Do I see it really fast or not? Here it should be. It was this tweet here. Just to show you guys. It's 1inch.ease.link also has this functionality. Okay. Now you should put it on matcha.xyz market hex. So here you come directly to the pair, and then you connect your MetaMask, and then you can set the limit order. I just do that for you right now. I hope it works. Yeah.
So I think what Richard also said is, if you buy Hex, then just do it like this. So you don't buy market price, but maybe wait until Hex drops a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. So I connect my onboarding wallet here. And here I can go limit. Then I can, you receive, you choose token. So I can choose Ethereum. You pay Ethereum, you receive HEX, yes. And when I go to limit, am I? I am? Huh?
I think you are at the limit, right?
Yeah, it looks like. And when I do 0.2, no, that's market, huh? One should be able to read. Unavailable on ETH-based pairs. Use wrapped ETH for limit orders. So the first thing you would need to do is get wrapped ETH instead of ETH, and then put the limit order there. Yeah. And I guess it's still not working with USDC. Oh, with USDC it would be possible as well. Huh, nice. Or can I? No, I can't go to. Yeah, with USDC it's possible. Oh, nice, interesting. Because here I can say, okay, when we go down to 1.8 cents, expires in 7 days. I pay.
Can you put it longer also? Expires in a year or so?
No.
No.
10 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, 3 days, 7 days. In here over the matcha, I can't do that longer. Over the 1inch.eth.link, I guess it's permanent, but there you need to take care if you also see the cancel order button, because if you put a limit order too low and it never gets hit and you use the wrong setup, you might not be able to find the cancel order button.
All
yeah,
right.
we're still new. What I really like, if you put 1,000 USDCs at a hex price of 1.8 cents, then you exactly get 55,555.55 hex. And then you can stake them for 5,555 days.
So you really know the hex price a lot because you're looking at the price every single day. So if I want to ask you right now, if I give you $1,000 US, what limit order would you put in right now to buy hex? Go back to matcha so our viewers can see it as well.
I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say, because it looks to me that the hex price is about to break through the 2 cents, and because 2 cents, and then we saw a drop of, let's go over it. We saw 2 cents, we saw a drop of 34%. It's like usual what a lot of cryptocurrencies are doing. We went back nearly to 2 cents and saw another drop of 22%. I think we are out of drops right now. So I don't put a limit order right now, as I showed you here, for example, with 1.8 cents. Possible that we reach it, but I really think that we are not going to reach that amount again, because it really looks like a breakthrough. It looks like it will go higher, because here is the 1.8 mark, and you saw only this and this week here, so like in the last 2 days 2 times, where it was right on or a bit under the 1.8 cents. And if it's not your so it's also like a picking mechanism. So your limit order price wise might get hit, but it might not get executed because some other trader paid more fees to get his transaction in front of you, and then your transaction never went in the blockchain order book.
Yeah, I saw somebody asking Richard Hart this same question, that somebody made a limit order and the price actually wicked below it, but it didn't get filled. And Richard said, with those limit orders, it has to be profitable for an arbitrage bot to actually execute this order. So this is why sometimes, even though the price may drop below your limit order, it doesn't get executed. So things like this can happen as well.
Exactly. So that's why my recommendation, especially if you don't have more than 100,000 US dollars to invest, is to still do market buys. And if it's like under $1,000, you should really look into the Matic mainnet, and then should look how to exchange on QuickSwap without having to pay these huge fees, and just accumulate your HEX there. And if you have like more than 1,000 US dollars, then you can just make the buy on Uniswap with a good timing, because then you don't have to send it from layer 1 to layer 2 and from layer 2 back to layer 1. You don't have to spend so much time in doing your own research how all of this works. So you can just connect your wallet to Uniswap, do it on a good time of the day or on the weekend, and then you get your HEX right away. You can accumulate them as well, and once you are finished with accumulating, you can make your staking ladder. And you don't need to be like in a hurry or something like that with accumulating your HEX, because the share rate don't move that quickly. So you can accumulate like for 1 month up to 3 months, I would say, and then you didn't lose that much in sense of share rate, in sense of T shares you can get.
So you just said the triangle is actually really closing, and it looks like we are breaking out. And Hex Toshi is asking 5 to 10 cents. When? Do you think this could be like the next pump could go to 5 or 10 cents?
I mean, I don't know, like from where you should calculate the pump, because in the end of October, my green line was like half a cent, and once we broke that line, we went up 3x to 1.5 cents. If we say right now that our 2-cent line is the new green line, then we can and history repeats itself, then we could see 6 cents.
And Discord Syndicate talked about this yesterday as well. There are actually a lot of traders that trade stocks and also cryptocurrency on YouTube, and they don't like HEX at all, but they made chart analysis about HEX, and they all said, man, the HEX chart looks amazing. It could go to 5 cents, even 10 cents. So there were like a handful of those YouTube people that are not actually in HEX, but still analyzed the chart and were really positive about that. And if even people outside of HEX see this value in this chart, like you said, I think we can pump to there. And at this moment here, I want to say, guys, everybody in the chat right now, everybody who is in HEX can make it happen that we will see $7 someday. You already made it happen by buying HEX, staking HEX, but you can go further than that. You can engage in HEX content. You can like every HEX tweet out there. Imagine every HEX tweet would get thousands of likes. I think influencers would jump on that train and would ask and make posts about HEX just so they get engagement. So I ask you right now, if you are a good Hexican, then go to Twitter right now, take 10 minutes of your time and like every HEX content and repeat that every single day. That's what I'm doing, and I think this will help HEX in the long term.
Yes, we also have a question from Crypto Goose. When will the T-share price reach 20,000 HEX per T-share? What date? So the exact date I cannot give you. It should be next year. Maybe December, but actually next year. And what you also were asking, also we should track the dates of every T-share. If you go to graphhex.rocks, or hexgraph.rocks, no, graphhex.rocks, no? Yeah, graphhex.rocks, yeah. Then you see the T-share price, so which started at 1.0000, and now it's like at 1.738 something, yeah. So this is also the share rate, only like with 1-to-1 and not 1-to-10,000 as a starting point, to see it on a daily basis. And yes, how much percentage would it be to 20,000 from here on? It would be like 17%, right? Yes, so either in December or first quarter of next year. It's my best guess.
And I think this is already pretty soon. 20,000 sounds like a big share price to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 15-70% more than today. And today is April, so 4th of the month. So in the next 8 to 10 months, it will reach the 20,000 mark, I guess. Yeah, should be good.
So CryptoGoo says, my comment was to track how many days between each 10,000 price increase.
Yes, that would be a nice track as well, because it should be, yeah, should it be less? Yeah, I guess generally speaking, it should be less days between 10 and 20,000, and less days between 20 and 30, and again less days between 30 and 40. The only thing is, like, if the staking ratio increases a lot, and I mean really like a lot, then there might be a phase where between 20 to 30,000, it's more days than from 10 to 20,000. But it's only if the staking ratio increases by a lot, so like really a lot, like 4 times more staking ratio or something like that, from 10% to 40, which is hardly possible.
All right, guys. So if you have some more question, ask them in the chat right now, because we are about to finish the stream here. We talked about a lot of things already today. What did we talk about today? We talked about all the PulseChain facts we know for sure. We talked about some whale addresses, talked even about some individual addresses, and this is a format we would like to do in the future as well. If like new people or anybody can just send us an Ethereum address, maybe in the chat. Some people don't like to put it in the chat, then they can just direct message me on Telegram, or Patrick as well, Hex Lion, and then we will never tell the name who sent us the address, and then we can give our perspective on what the people should do or maybe should have done differently. And I think this also gives other people that are watching the stream like the feeling how to better stake in the future.
Exactly, yeah. So we got another question, like, is there a possible airdrop on the new chain? The thing is, with the fork, you already get all your existing liquid and staked hex as a copy on the new chain. So you have them here on the HEX chain and here on the PulseChain chain, which are separated from each other. So you have them here and here. If you do a function here, everything remains the same on the other chain. So it will be like an airdrop, but it will be a fork, because it will fork to another blockchain, to another token, to another coin, and the market will decide which one of those two it gives what kind of value. So it's like up to the free market, and the best thing to do is get your hex now. It's I mean, it's always better to stake your hex because you get trustless interest. But for the fork itself, it doesn't matter if you have liquid hex or staked hex. You will just get you will just have it on both chains. Our one coin will one day soon be 3 different. Okay, yeah.
Well, I think Joe Exotic has a good point here. We started out 1 year ago with only one finished financial product that is called HEX. But like in 1 year, we have 3 coins that we can admire in the future. We have HEX on the PulseChain, and we have another token that will be called Pulse. Right?
I don't know if it's called. I mean, it's hard to say right now, yeah, because Richard, on the one hand side, he says you will have your liquid and staked hex on both change, on both change, and on the other hand, he says there will be a new native token on the PulseChain. So I don't know if we get like the Pulse token and the hex Pulse token, like which is the HEX 101, and then like this new token which acts as a fee payment system token.
Patrick, Piston Broke says, how's the weather where you guys are? What is the weather like in Colombia right now?
Moment, I just turn to my green screen. So this is my green screen right now. So it's pretty sunny right now. Even up here in the mountains, we still have like 22 degrees. The sun is going down in about half an hour, and in 1 hour it will be dark here.
And here it is a little bit cloudy today, but it's nice, so it's not that hot. It's always so hot here in Mexico. I only had like a couple of days where it was a little bit cloudy and never rained. I haven't seen rain yet.
Okay, I have seen a lot of rain, and actually, like the large city here next to my place has a river floating around as well, and this river went. How do you call it in English? Like went over the sides. What?
Overflooded?
Yeah, the river flooded on some spaces last night.
Well, I will be visiting Patrick next month. I will be staying in Mexico for 1 more month, and then I will fly to Colombia and look what Patrick is doing there. And then we will see us all in Las Vegas in like 2 months on June 20 something.
24th to 27th. 24th to 27th.
Patrick and I, we already got our Airbnb. So from this point of view, everything is set. And the only reason why we say, it couldn't, maybe something could happen if any government, the American or the Colombian government, would do something to borders, then we obviously cannot come. But we all set and we want to go. And I'm really excited for Las Vegas.
Exactly. So me too. And if you guys want to have a look like how the decentralized life of Abbott is working out right now, and what it is to be a perpetual traveler, you should really check out his YouTube channel, which is called abit_hex, and there he puts like all his travel experiences on. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in for our weekly update. Next week we will be here on Monday again, because Monday is like our usual day. And yes, I would say thanks for everything. If you want to leave us a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, it helps also your hex back. And that's it. I wish you good luck and have a great rest of the week. And yes, greetings to you, Alan, and we see each other in the next days, I guess.
And don't forget, we will have a presentation next week. On the next Monday, we will have a really great stream for you guys prepared. We will talk about the hex game theory and go really, really deep again. So
exactly, yeah. So stay tuned, and Evid is working on a really good presentation. I'm helping just a bit. It's mostly his work, and yes. So stay tuned for the next week's stream, and all the best for you.